So I'm pretty sure, think about this. Just sent this update to Vivian Chandler, about drawing apprentice winning the competition and stuff. First creative AI, winning art competition, isn't that not really viewed as that in the public's eye? It's just like a little project, right? I won an art competition. What does that mean? Right? I don't know. Not like I won a regular art, art category. This was a code-based art category, right? But there was other people that did like Photoshop stuff in there, right? And I had a computer do mine, but didn't have a computer do mine, right? It was about the collaboration. That's what the juror really liked. It was a human and the computer working in synchrony, right? Synergizing off each other, collaborating, connecting, and building and growing and learning from each other, right? That was interesting. So what is this? This is a new type of creative artificial intelligence. The only type of creative artificial intelligence in existence right now. So what does that make me? Essentially, makes me, I don't know, other people probably think their creative artificial intelligence is really creative, right? But they have to ask experts and stuff. I don't have to ask experts. I just have users interact with the system and they like it because it's playful, right? So, and it learns to be creative, right? So I don't have to ask the experts, and when the experts do look, right, of course they say, wow, this is great, here's a winner, you win, cool, you know? But that's not what it's about. It's about the users, and it's about helping people be more creative and learning and growing, right? So those are all the things that we're striving towards. And so basically I'm realizing now that I essentially am, this leader in AI without realizing it necessarily, or without actively striving to be that, right? So now I am going to start actively striving to be something, right? So if I am turning into this creative leader, thought leader in the field of creative artificial intelligence, and in like social entrepreneurship, community evolved activism, stuff like that, politics, basically the new renaissance, right? The millennial renaissance, personal science renaissance. If I'm going to be that thought leader, I'm going to go ahead and carve out who I want to look like. What do I want to look like, right? It's a mix of like Elon Musk, Gandhi, L. Ron Hubbard. That was a pretty good trifecta. Yeah? Alone, none of them can do it. Elon Musk is awesome, but I hear, I don't know this, I'm not going to judge him, right? But I hear he's a little difficult to work with, a little demanding, right? Right, so he's driven, he's got a passion and a vision, so people want to work with him and work for barely any money, right? They want to work about the project, about the vision, right? But he's very demanding, I hear, right? Which is how you got to get stuff done. I respect him for that, right? That's how Steve Jobs was, right? But that's not what it's going to take to be the total leader, right? You need to have some Gandhi in there. You gotta be a follower to be a leader, right? You gotta follow your team and ask them, what is it that you need to do and when do you want to do it by, right? Because I am sensitive to you and your life and your kids and your loves and your other passions, whatever. Go home and do an artwork if you're getting sick of your job, man. Go get inspired, dude. You're not gonna work well if you're stressed out or if you're like trying to get your shit done. So that's not necessarily the best approach. So the Elon's approach is like getting stuff done. That's like red, power, task. I know what to do. Listen, go, and that gets shit done. Look, he's building rocket ships. He's like about to land on Mars and things, right? So this is amazing. And he gets things done, right? But people aren't, maybe they feel not super happy like being on that team necessarily. Like their quality of life is maybe perhaps not as high as it could be, right? Not to say that he's doing a bad job or he's doing it wrong or anything like that. This isn't a judgment call, right? It's just an observation based on the rumor mill about Elon. I want to meet him. I want to, but I think it's going to be awesome. I think we'll get along. But we need some Ghandi in there, right? We need some following and some activism, right? Some like changing the world, which Elon has. He's like, I want to land on the moon, but why don't you take that drive and that passion and be like, I want to help people think better and solve all the world's problems right now instead of going to the Mars and trying to escape the problems necessarily. What's on Mars, man? How's that going to help people eat, today? How's that going to help people become rich and not fight with each other? How's that going to solve, World War III, right? How's that going to prevent the robot apocalypse? You want to prevent the robot apocalypse, but I don't understand how getting to Mars is going to get that for us, right? The Hyperloop would get that towards us, right? Or towards that goal, but then, you got your hands full with your stuff, right? So you already got your stuff going on, right? So now I'm working on the creative AI, the thing that you wanted to get done, that Elon wanted to get done, and Gandhi also wanted to get done, but he didn't know it, right? He wanted all the people to come together, and I'm using human computation to build this creative AI, so it will intrinsically bring people together. Okay, so we got Elon and Gandhi together in the personality that I'm gradually, morphing into. And then who else did we say? Oh, we said L. Ron Hubbard, right? And you're like, oh, L. Ron Hubbard, this is Scientology, right? This is weird. Yeah, it is weird, right? But what is it? He made up a new science. He's the gosh darn like grandmaster personal scientist, except that his science was based on bullshit. Which our science is based on bullshit too, but it's systematic bullshit. L. Ron's is just like his fairy tale bullshit, right? He just dreamed the stuff up in his head, these aliens and these ents and whatever else. The Etons, the Thetans, I don't know, dude. They just want to suck people's money out, you know? So he came up with this real complex, sexy bullshit just to get people's money. That's not what I want to do. I want to come up with real complex, sexy bullshit, but I want it to be science. And I don't want people's money. I want their ideas, right? I want them to build their own ideas, and I want to help them. I want to help them get rich. Why not? If they get rich, they'll give me a little bit of money, right? I'll give it to my mom. It'll be cool. Me and Elon will go to the moon, you know, go to Mars together, right? But after the world's problems have been solved, man, that's we gotta prioritize this stuff, right? You got a lot of money, right? I got a lot of knowledge, right? We got some teams. We're building creative AI and stuff. We gotta prioritize though, man. Getting to Mars is not the number one, right? I'm sorry, that can be a childhood dream. You know, I've always wanted to be in space and float and stuff like that, and that is a childhood dream of mine. But I want to fix humans first, right? And we got to tackle these issues in the right order. Number one problem that humans are kind of confused about how to interact with each other effectively, right? We think we need government, and we think we need all these laws, and we think we need people telling us what to do and how to live our lives. No, we don't need that at all. We need to be autonomous agents, right? We need to learn and grow on our own independently, not in school or not in some instruction, not in some curriculum. No, we need to collaborate on cool projects, art projects, science projects, design projects. You know, all four different aspects: science, art, design. What was the fourth one? And play. So those are the four pillars of education: science, design, play, and art. Right? You need all of them in order to learn. You can't just do science. It's boring, man. Science is boring. I'm a scientist, and science is boring. I'm an artist as well, but art isn't boring, right? So let's bring those together. I'm also design, and design isn't boring either. And then I'm also a player. Boom, boom, boom. Not a player like with the ladies, but a player like with people. I like to play, and I like to have fun, and I like to create realities with people and conversations and live in them and joke in them and laugh in them, right? And that's what it takes to learn and grow, trying to create a shared reality with another person, right? But in order to do that, you have to understand what's an effective communication strategy. What does it mean to collaborate? What does it mean to improvise? What does it mean to have a conversation? What does it mean to have a successful conversation? What does it mean to communicate an idea? What does it mean to persuade? What does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be a follower, right? What is passive? What is active? How do I get what I want? Right? How do you get what you want? How do you get what you want? You know, I said humans generally want like three things right now. They want money, they want to get rich, they want to have lots of friends and have lots of sex probably, and then they probably want to become famous, right? Become well-known, recognition, right? Those three simple things: wealth, fame, and sex. Which is fine. I'm not trying to change that in people, right? Those are valid goals, noble goals, whatever. And your goals probably have some set of that, right? Unless you're pursuing knowledge and wisdom, right? So those are three things right now that our society is based on, right? What do we say? Wealth, riches, fame, and riches, fame. So recognition, money, and sex, right? Riches, fame, and then what's the other one? It's not sex though. It's sensorial satisfaction. Riches, fame, and sensorial satisfaction. Those are the pillars of our current society. We need to figure out how to replace those pillars with love, creativity, and wisdom. Okay, okay, it's just a reframe. They're the same things, right? Sex is love, right? Of course, but it's a different motivation when it's a sex. It's it's the difference between like I don't know, love making, right? But love making is just like a friendship, right? You're just building a friendship, right? So anyhow. And then creativity is acquiring riches, but there's a right way to do that and a wrong way to do it. There's a right way to sell it and a wrong way to sell it, okay? And you have to be creative to figure out what the right path is to be the most harmonious, right? You can't just do it and just take advantage of people and just suck the money out of them because you want it, right? No, it's not cool, right? And then fame, glory, right? So this is recognition. This is your legacy. It's natural to want to leave a legacy. That's why people want to have kids and propagate and things like that, right? That's your legacy. But the legacy should align with Earth's legacy. What Earth is already leaving a legacy. Humanity is already leaving a legacy. Are you aligning with that and making it more harmonious, right? Are you upgrading it? Or are you like Kanye and why Anonymous just called him out yesterday? Are you like Kanye and you taking all that wealth and influence, just squandering it, right? Just squandering it away, not doing anything positive for the world, not trying to affect change, not trying to like help people see and understand and come to terms with their reality in any positive way, right? Which one are you? Are you the builder or are you the squanderer? Because squanderers don't have much use in our society. To be honest with you, they squander. Who wants a squanderer around? Here, it's like, oh, you want to come over for dinner? Yeah, dude comes over, right? Yeah, hey man, how's it going? Good. He's okay. He's pretty nice, right? I'm spending all day cooking, right? I'm trying to really have a nice dinner here, and here's this guy. Here's a squanderer, right? Comes over. I think he's got the right motivations, right? He's acting like he's real hungry and stuff like that, and then I fill up his plate, and he's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much," and then he just throws it in the garbage, like a motherfucking asshole, right in front of me. Squandered that fucking food away. He's like, "Oh, I actually ate before I left. Thanks, so man. It looked really nice." And then what he was actually doing, right, is I thought he put it in the trash can, but actually what he was doing, he tricked me, right, because he wanted me to think he threw it away. Nah, he took that, he put it in a little to-go box, and then he went outside of the corner and sold it to somebody for like $10. What the fuck? I tried to make you dinner, make you become your friend and shit like that, and then you take my food and sell it to some other dude? What the fuck, Kanye? Come over for dinner, right, and take my food and try to sell it? Try to, like a sellout? Like an asshole? That's what he's doing, right? He's got all that money, influence, and wealth, and then he just squanders it, right? Throws it in the garbage. Worse than throwing it in the garbage, try to sell it to other people and steal their money, right? With this squandered bullshit. So yeah, that's why Anonymous got pissed at Kanye, right? But there is a right and a wrong way to achieve glory and riches and all that stuff, and it's when all those things are based on love, creativity, and wisdom. So that's the task here. That's the task. And to do love, creativity, and wisdom, you have to combine Gandhi, Elon, and L. Ron, Elon, Gandhi. Right. L. Ron, Elon, Mahatma. L. Ron. Okay, who's got the right motivation? Gandhi's got the right motivation, right? Changing humanity, positive growth, right? Who's got the right strategy? Elon's, no. I don't know. It's a battle between Elon and L. Ron who's got the right strategy. L. Ron was very effective. Okay, yes, L. Ron is very effective in his creativity, right? So he's the strategy, the way. How do you get people to affect change? You create a reality in which they live and play in, and that's outside of the current paradigm. You break the current paradigm, constructing and building up a new paradigm from them. That's science fiction. Create a whole fictional world, but base it on science, right? But push people to go beyond what they understand science as, with more real science, not science fiction bullshit like L. Ron came up with, but real science, real cognitive science, new stuff, cutting edge stuff, creative AI stuff, right? And then you come in with the Elon, right, with the task, with the like, let's get this done, right? Let's do, this is the vision, this is the vision, this is the vision, right? Come follow me, like, let's do this, let's collaborate. Don't even ask me for money because we're doing something so cool. When we get there, you're gonna be like, I did that with Elon. Me and Elon together did this thing, right? And that's why he convinces people to work with him. So we need those three personalities. We need Gandhi as the right motivation, L. Ron as the right strategy, and Elon as the right directive, right? The right taskmaster, the right fucking forming the vision. With those three parts of personality combined in one, like I have myself, right? Those are my three aspects of myself, three main aspects. I have many facets, right? But those are three main aspects that I identify with, and I'm cultivating and growing more now that I've realized what I'm trying to do here, right? How I'm trying to affect change in this world. So I'm adapting my strategy, adapting my perspective, my analysis of how I should proceed, just in my own perspective of my life, right? And that's going to change my interaction throughout, propagation throughout, right? My interactions change the way opportunities I see in the world, change the way I view things, change what I think is good and bad, whatever. My evaluation of harmony shifts based on this new characterization. Okay, Nick, is that what a mix of Gandhi, L. Ron, and Elon would do in this situation? I don't know. Let's think about it. That's what it gives me, right? It gives me a little make-believe structure to refer to help evaluate my decision-making capabilities. You need that evaluation mechanism to integrate the feedback from the environment in order to increase your intelligence and become more effective at interacting with the world. That's essentially just what you need to become a personal scientist and become more effective in your human interactions. So that's what I'm doing here by defining these directives and figuring out how I want my personality to grow and change, because it's already going to grow and change all the time, right? And if I don't look out for it and kind of try to sweep it in the right direction, then I might end up being a person that I actually don't really want to be, right? And then it's hard to switch because you're in a rut. So I'm going to try to be active here as I see myself transforming and growing, and I'm going to try to direct this in a way that I'm all about, right? All about trying to combine the personalities of Gandhi, L. Ron, and Elon, right? Those are my dudes. Those are kind of my idols, even though they all have their pros and cons, but we're not talking about good and bad here. We're talking about effectiveness, right? And what do you need to be effective? You got to mix the right mix of goods and bads together. It's the uniting of those polarities in a trinity of love, creativity, and wisdom, in order to affect change in the way that needs to be affected, right? That's what I figured out. And that's why the creative AI is going to be able to happen, because that's what the AI knows, right? Interesting, ha 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 ha. So, okay. But, yeah, those three things, love, creativity, and wisdom, I think that's what I'm always working to understand more every day, every day, every day. There's always an infinite amount of ways to understand what does it mean to cultivate love, creativity, and wisdom. Right now, I just discovered it meant pretending to be a mix of Gandhi, L. Ron, and Elon in order to understand what does it mean to cultivate love, creativity, and wisdom, right? So I just come up with these interesting interpretations of what does it mean to cultivate love, creativity, and wisdom, and think about it, right? Put something out there and then bring it back to what it is. Put something out there, bring it back further out every time, and then I realize that everything is ultimately connected to love, creativity, and wisdom in all these interesting, nuanced ways. Every connection I make brings a new insight. Love, creativity, and wisdom.